Episode 200.
200.
200 times here at the Daily Wire we've came and sat in this general area, not exactly in these chairs, but most of the time in these chairs, and I've looked and seen you guys. Pretty cool story, huh?
Really cool story. 200,
really cool story.
boys.
I'll tell you something that wasn't a cool story. The other day, I got out of the shower. The other evening, I got out of the shower.
Oh, God.
And, we have the puppy who's, getting bigger, but will always be a puppy in my eyes. The two older dogs. And our cat, Molly, the barn cat, who had to get that leg amputated. True G. OG. Like nothing phases it. Never wants to go back outside again. Went from the outhouse to the penthouse. And I was never going back to the street life. But so I get out of the shower, and it's oddly quiet. Like the times it's like oddly quiet, like something's going down. Like typically there's noise, like when you can hear the dog shuffling around, or one of them's messing with the cat, she's getting pissed off. Well, it's oddly quiet, like serene almost. So I I get out of the shower, dry off, I walk out to go get my clothes, towel on, and I look, and it looks like fur is everywhere. Like that, and like the cat's fur, because the cat's a different color than the dog's. Like everywhere. So I'm like, Molly. I'm like, oh no, the French Bulldog puppy finally lost it. Just went true Dahmer and just ripped this cat apart. And I'm gonna have to explain this to Reed, and she's gonna be so upset. And so I'm like, Molly. And so I look on the steps, and the cat's just sitting there. And it looks fine. Because it looks like this fur is the same color, it's just ripped and thrown everywhere. Turns out that the puppy had gotten into the cat's bed and ripped all the stuffing out. But the stuffing looks it's the exact same color as the cat's fur, and it like balls up. It's like scrunchy. So I bent down to pick it up. I was like, thank God. I don't know how I would explain that. I don't know. If it would have been what I thought it was, then there would have been blood everywhere. It would have looked like they'd have had to call the guys from CSI and First 48 and Grey's Anatomy and everywhere to figure this one out.
You dodged a bullet on that one.
I did. Just really excited.
So
I know everybody out there is pretty happy now.
Stoked.
Yeah?
Stoked.
I don't like your judgment already.
I'll never get that 3
morning.
minutes back. I'll never get it back. I'll never get
Aren't you happy for
But
Molly?
I appreciate it. I'm happy for Molly.
How easy it to get cyanide? How easy?
I don't know.
Can you just order it off?
That's actually
I've never...
Pole?
Cyanide.
Pole?
How easy? We'll find out.
What would you do
we're
with
gonna,
it, though?
We're going to dive in and get some.
What are you going to do with it?
Don't worry about
say it
stuff
right
you
in the
don't worry about.
camera.
Don't worry about it. This is a good 200.
It was a good 200, yeah.
More players announced they're opting out of bowl games. We're going to preview the top 5 bowl matchups outside of the college football playoff. And Bills star linebacker and edge rusher Von Miller is out for the season with a torn ACL. I'm Jake Crane. It's Thirsty Thursday, and this is Crane & Company. Making smart business decisions is one of the main factors in determining someone's success. We applaud people in the business realm for making risk-averse decisions consistently to help them achieve their lofty goals. Now, the same can be said for the big business of football. Now, notice I didn't say college or NFL football because sometimes the two can commingle. In the specific case of players who have legitimate NFL draft hopes, opting out is the smart business move. Now, make no mistake, I'm not including opting out of the college football playoff. That's a totally different scenario that we'll get into. But in the end, outside of those games, most bowls are somewhat meaningless for the individual in these certain situations. Imagine if you came from a bad socioeconomic background and you had worked your way up to this point to have a chance to make money that will not only transform you and your prospective family, but your whole surrounding family for generations to come. Is that worth the bowl game outside of the college football playoff? If your whole life, everyone around you was counting on you and this moment to be the chance to elevate them and the people you care about the most, would you turn that down for the Duke's Mayo Bowl? The gut reaction is to say that it's being a bad teammate. But is it? Or could it mean being a great family member? Or I don't know, a smart business person? Now, some guys who come from middle class or well-off backgrounds don't want to risk the chance to live out their childhood dream either. It's not always just about the money. And this isn't leaving after 3 games or halfway through the year. Nobody quit on their team during the season. It's just a smart business move. So before you go straight to the knee-jerk moral reaction, consider the circumstance, because that could possibly lead you to a different outcome. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my co-host, former Michigan quarterback, Heisman candidate, and people are accusing him of being superhero of Nashville that defends the city at night, David Michigan, but nobody's been able to prove it yet. I heard there's some DNA they're testing.
Zero proof.
But we're going to find out later. My brother, former Western State, Colorado wide receiver, curator of the chat, and just lover of cranberry sauce. I don't understand it.
I do.
Everybody's asking a lot of questions.
Phenomenal.
We'll get to those at some point. But, Cone, I get the old school thinking. I know what makes college football great. To me, it's the greatest team sport football is in general. And we're used to bowl games really mattering. And for most kids, they do. I am talking about a specific narrow group. What, a 0.01% of people get drafted? Something like that to the NFL. I'm not talking about to the Army. Who knows what Russia's going to do? But when you look at the case of, if I am playing in one of these, I call them peripheral bowl games, because that's what they are. I think we can separate, obviously, the college football playoff. The New Year's Six, I think, is in a little bit of a different category. But everything else, when it comes down to, am I going to risk all that I've worked for to play in the Advocare Let's Be Friends Together.com bowl? No.
That's going to be a good one.
No. But this, I don't want everybody to think this is everybody. I'm not saying people should just opt out to opt out. Okay? And it's not just about going into the NFL draft either. If I know that I'm going to a different school and I want a chance to compete at that school, I'm not going to play in the bowl game and risk getting hurt. Like all these quarterbacks you see in the portal, they're not going to play in the bowl game. It's not worth it. Can you not like it because we're finding out maybe the bowls don't mean as much as what we thought? Yes. Is there logical arguments that it can make you a quote-unquote bad teammate? Yes, I guess you could say that. But I think we have to somewhat evolve our thinking as the times evolved. And it's not like you're quitting on them before the year. It's not. I would much rather you do this and make it through the regular season and, all right, hey, we're not going to play in the bowl game, than do what Miles Brennan did and quit on me 3 weeks before the season, to be honest. So, I think we kind of get on this moral high horse sometime and not realize how smart of a business decision and how right of a business decision it is when it comes down to it.
It is certainly a new era in college football. I mean, when we were growing up, playing in a bowl game was the pinnacle of your college football season. I mean, going to the Rose Bowl was one of the greatest experiences of my life, and this is one of the negative side effects of the 4-team playoff. Now, if you're not one of those 4 teams, all of the bowls are looked at as lesser, and it makes sense. I completely understand that, and for guys, remember we saw Matt Corral go and play in that bowl game last year, and we applauded him for that. He took an injury, and I'm not saying what I would have done. I may not have played in that bowl game. I may advise my son, if he's ever fortunate enough to play college football, I'm going to tell him, hey, here's the business decisions that need to be made. It is a new era. It is a little bit disappointing, but it is understandable for sure. I will say this. I think that this is going to certainly be a slippery slope to more, though. I think you're going to start to see more and more kids who say, I'm not going to play in the MeinkeCare.com bowl or whatever you're talking about, and that's justifiable. And then you're going to see some more say, well, I'm a top 5 pick. I'm not even going to play in the college football playoff.
See, that's a different.
And then you're going to have kids say, you know what? I'm going to opt out of my junior year. I'm just going to hang around the program and work out because I'm already a top 5 pick, which we're already hearing some rumors about some guys who may not play next college football season. I think you're going to see more and more of this. And the thing about it is the same justification will be made. So when you say that's not right for you to do that, you shouldn't sit out the college football playoff because you have a chance to win a championship, they'll say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They'll say, I'm making a business decision for my family.
Yes, but again, I think there's a little more to that when we dive into it, because I think what you're going to see is the first person, because Jackson Smith-Njigba to me is hurt. He's been hurt all year. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not in that room with him with that doctor. The doctor says it's too big of a risk. I understand that. You've been hurt all year. I get it. Blake Corum not being able to play in the game, duh, he's hurt. Sometimes it happens. The minute, though, that somebody says, you know what? I'm not hurt, but I'm not risking playing for the championship. I think what we'll see happen is I think it'll knock him down in the eyes of scouts.
How far, though?
I think
if it moves you from the second pick to number 12, they're like, I'm still a top 12 pick.
That's still a lot of money.
The first one who does it and still goes first round, that's going to open the floodgates.
Yeah, well, 2 and 12, I think is a lot of money. I think that again, I will sit on here and say, okay, to me, that's not a smart business decision. I feel like if you're playing with a chance to, if the goal is to get drafted as high as possible, right? That's the goal. Okay, going into it and saying, all right, I'm not playing in the Advocare Bowl because I don't want to get hurt and get knocked down from a draft steps. I can go ball in the Advocare Bowl, and my ceiling to move up is probably not going to be nearly what it was if I could go play in the college football playoff. And if I'm going to play in the college football playoff and my goal is to get drafted higher, if I sit that out and scouts look at that and say, well, if you're not going to compete when there's a championship going on now, how do I know you're going to compete the year after you sign a big contract for me and you're good to go and want to go win a championship for 3 years? How do I know you're not just going to hold out at important times because it's all about you and nothing else? I think that could possibly hurt their draft status a little bit and kind of lessen the amount of guys that actually do that, because it is a really bad look, because then the agents will say, hey man, you need to play in this game. It's going to be a bad look if you don't. And
I think it'll be the opposite. I think they'll start recommending against it. I think some NFL scouts will start to say
I don't think we're going to get to the part where kids are skipping out in the playoff.
I hope
just skip out and playing on a championship. With me, I just don't know where the line is when it comes to bowl games of regular season. People are going to start opting out in the later half of the regular season.
Yes.
Because a bowl game's a what? it's a game that doesn't matter.
Okay, well, you're about to get the playoff expanded to 12, so there's gonna be a lot more teams in the running.
Still, if you're Will Levis, you're not in the playoffs. When you're out of it, the latter half of the season, you're gonna be a first-round pick. Are you playing those games?
And he has.
At what level does it become quitting on your team? Is it the bowl game?
During the season, to me.
But but it's still games that don't matter. If you're out of it, you're not playing for a championship.
No. I don't think it's games that don't matter. I think there's a huge difference between the regular season and playing in a bowl game. I think those are two totally different things. Yes, it does matter. The games do matter. It's the regular season. It's that season that you committed to. I don't think you can just come off the cuff. And if you could say that, then in the grand scheme of things, the first game of your freshman year didn't matter. Why did you even play in college? Like that, to me, that's a slippery slope argument. We got to be able to separate what, if at least in my opinion, it may not in your opinion, and that could lead you to your answer, and it may be different than mine. That's great. Dissent moves us forward. But in my mind, the regular season does matter. There is a humongous difference between the regular season and where the bowl games are. Because what happens, even if you're not a good team at the end of the regular season, typically it's what? Rivalry week. There's still games that matter. But when you move to a 12-team playoff, that doesn't mean that only 12 teams are going to have a chance at the end and that the games matter. It's really times 3. It's almost 36 teams, somewhere around there, that it's going to matter. So I think that'll cut in the opt-outs a little bit. But during the regular season, I think we'd have already seen it on a mass scale already. I think we'd have already seen it.
Let me ask a financial question real quick, because earlier in the week we were talking about if now that players who wanted NIL and who wanted to be able to transfer at any time, now that they've gotten that it's more of a business, college football is, than it ever has been. And so a coach should be able to come in and say, hey, you're not playing here anymore. You have to move on and get in the transfer portal. So what about with this NIL deal, the deals that have come through the universities and through the programs, what right does the university then have to say, or the team and the coaches have to say, well, you've already been paid. You have to play in these games.
Well, see, again, if I'm doing an NIL deal, you got to stay. Like if I'm doing an NIL, if I am going to give you $500,000, you are in that contract, you are staying at least 2 years. And if you leave before that, that money is getting paid back. Like at some point, the business arm is going to reach its hand in the cookie jar, and the empathy starts leaving with these deals. It becomes truly and you're already seeing it. You've already seen it. But at what point is it like, all right, buddy, here we go. You want to be sponsored by Ron's Chicken in Starkville, Mississippi? Well, you're staying at Mississippi State for 2 years, friend.
See, that's my whole point about all this chaos is there had to have been a better way to revenue share with college football players that would keep it simpler, so we're not even talking about this.
They let it out with no rules.
I don't understand.
Like, of course there's a better way.
They don't want to play in bowl games.
Any way would have been better. And name a way. Name a certain way. That way would have been better. That way would have been better. But I tell you, there's nothing better than our friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook. You need to download that DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Do it on your computer machine, the little iPhone or Android you have, and use our code BOOSTER. That's BOOSTER, because if you place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game, like, I don't know, the Raiders, you get $150 in free bets back when they do. And that's only at DraftKings Sportsbook with our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Guys, I'm hopping on the same game parlay train again tonight.
Little SGP?
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs
SGP?
and Cam runs for acres and acres and acres.
Yes, we need Josh Jacobs to do a lot.
Yeah, we do. Well, he's on your fantasy team.
Yes, he is.
I just hope Tyler Higbee does nothing. But what you need to do is go download that DraftKings Sportsbook app, use our code BOOSTER. Blaine, speaking of Booster,
Yes.
what's going on in the club full of them?
Okay, let's go to David S. with a
Here we
$10
go.
donation.
David S.
He says, good morning. Good morning to you,
Gentlemen.
David. We also have a David Michigan on this show. So
Do we, though? I heard the jury was still out on that. It's not
I don't know. Apparently, he likes bats and has a lot of money. He says, how about them Gators getting Lagway? What a huge get for Napier. Got to say, I was nervous about USC getting him, but my coach pulled through. Let's get that number one class.
I mean, how many times am I going to have to say this to Florida fans? Y'all don't need to be panicking. Y'all need to be panicking.
Panicking.
Don't be panicking like Anakin. That's what I always say. Like, again, it's year one. Yes, the man had Anthony Richardson, but it's like getting a Lamborghini when you're 16. Do you really need to be driving that car right now? Like, can you handle that? It's like me trying to drive a stick shift, for the first car. It's going to take a little time. Do we need to go in the Lowe's parking lot and figure it out? Maybe run into a couple things? I don't know, maybe mess the engine up a couple times? Yeah, all right, but he needs to get his guys in there. Just trust me with Billy. Chill Bill. Watch him recruiting too, I'm telling you. The dude's got some witch in him.
All right, let's go to Texas Ed, hashtag Ask Crane & Company. He says, well, player opting out start to be a commitment issue to NFL scouts.
Well, that's what we just talked about. I think it depends on what the game is. I think if you're opting out of the college football playoff, then yeah, there's something wrong there. Alarm bells start ringing. But if you're opting out of the, hey, look, there's a lawnmower, let's go try it out, bowl, then hey, I'm fine with it. Let's work on that 225 bench press, get it over 25 times, run really fast in a straight line for 40 yards, be able to go side to side, do okay on the Wonderlick, and don't blow it in the interview. Guess what? You're rich forever.
I agree with that. Mike RFF Lifestyle says, what would your ideal Super Bowl matchup be this year?
This year?
This year.
I'm gonna tell you what. Give me Chiefs Cowboys.
Eagles Chiefs, but that's a good one too.
Give me
I like
Chiefs
that one,
Cowboys. I want to see the Cowboys in it. I just feel
I
like
like
it's
that,
time.
man.
I feel like it's time. Every now and then we need to see.
I just want the Bills and the Eagles to get in one stadium and the fans fight for a Super Bowl.
I tell you what, the Bills. After watching like the Bills Mafia, they're the closest thing to them and Green Bay are the closest thing to a college football fan base in the NFL. They're the closest thing in my opinion.
Head People Keeper Blaine, who says, what's
Nice.
up, BC? I just got the wife a robot vacuum. What's the over-under on Dave's Hill tries to murder me?
Here's the thing. Don't stare right at it for more than 2 minutes, and don't drip anything you've drank out of or anything that has your DNA on it. That's like what scares me. Oh no, I fell asleep. The robot ran into my foot. Wow, now it's talking like a normal person and conversing back and forth with me. Just, you don't want to Spider-Man this thing. Keep your DNA away from it. If it touches the dog, that's okay. You can control that.
I'd probably go 9.5 days.
9.5 days?
9.5 days?
9.5.
Before it tries to turn on him?
Yeah.
Not
Don't
even
trust
a
those
fortnight?
No.
Look, I don't even trust the electric lamps we got in the house.
Tell him
I don't like that they come on.
Let us know how that goes for him, because
Yeah.
I may have gotten a similar gift for the wife. It's under the
Really?
Yeah.
You letting robots in your house?
You let robots in your house now.
Look,
You,
we put
out
up
of
a
all
good
people.
fight.
Good
We
move,
put up a
Steph.
good
You
fight.
out of all people.
We put up a good fight, but apparently it cleans the house really well. I
Let's
don't know.
test him after the show. Something's not right. Go ahead, Blaine.
All right, Texas Ed, who's going to be the biggest opt-out this year in bowl season?
I mean, I think
We've seen-
you've
Is
already
it Anthony
seen it.
Richardson?
I mean, it's going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba, but he's hurt for the college football playoff. Technically, he is opting out, but he's hurt.
Notre Dame tight end Michael Mayer is out as well.
Say what you need to say.
Will Levis is out, but that one's trickier to me. I mean, is he really going to be a first-round pick?
Like Will Levis, every time I do this with my eyes of Will Levis, I see Mitch Trubisky. So enjoy overpaying for this guy. I'll just be sitting here in this chair telling you about somebody else. Jeez, I'd rather wait a year.
Would you really? All right, let's go to Roll Hoops. Hashtag Ask Crane & Company says, with college football coming to an end soon, will there be more college basketball content?
Oh, hell yeah.
On the
Hell
show.
yeah. We had Jimmy Dykes yesterday picking our conference winners today. College basketball, maybe my second favorite sport.
Man, and he was calling the Florida-UConn game.
Called it.
That's great.
Called it last night.
Had it come on our
UConn
show in the
slapped
afternoon,
them.
calling the best basketball
Slapped
game of the
them.
night.
Sonogo's a problem.
Sonogo is an issue.
All right, let's go to DC
And
Wise.
his backup, What's his backup
Look,
name?
UConn stays with you. Our buddy David
UConn has
Benedict,
trees, man.
as the AD out there just whipping the work. You love to see it. I know
DC
you're listening, David. Good job.
DCY says, how do you boys feel about high school players committing early only to decommit a few months later? Is that the normal?
It's been that way for so long now. I don't think, look, it's you don't want to decommit 4 times. Like, that's not a good look. But, it's a 40-year decision, not a 4-year decision. I would rather you have to step back as somebody that decommitted to somebody in recruiting. I don't really have a lot of legs to stand on here. So I decommitted from Western and went to South. But you don't want to do it too many times. You
All
don't know. Sometimes you got to kiss a few frogs, man.
Break-in Guthrie says, I'm a big Kansas State fan. Says, do y'all think we have a chance against Bama?
Yeah.
And also, I heard David Michigan might have saved some kids from a house fire last night. And can we get that story on Daily Wire?
Did you hear about that?
Did you hear about that, Dave?
I have not heard about that.
Really?
I know nothing about it, and I don't have any scratches on my
Nothing?
arms either.
No burn marks or anything?
No. Again, we're testing that.
As for the Kansas State part, I'm done with the betting against
What's the
Kansas
spread
State
on that?
part.
I think it's
what
Bama
is
minus
this?
4.5.
I'll look
Bryce
at
isn't going to play, right?
I
No
don't
way
know.
Bryce plays.
I
No
wouldn't
way.
be surprised if Bryce plays.
If Bryce plays, you know what? I think Kansas State's just going to be more excited to be there. I really think so. Like, if you're Will Anderson, look, and Will's team leader, wouldn't shock me if Will played. I haven't heard anything on the opt-out front, even though I know a lot of guys from Bama have been in the portal. Look, Will Howard and this Kansas State team, I mean, you got a ton of momentum coming off the win against TCU. I know they're going to want to be there. Deuce Vaughn just popping out of nowhere and scoring. Give me Kansas State money line in this one, boys.
Wow. Well, the money line is plus 140. The line's down to 3.5.
Yeah, give me Kansas State money line.
Over,
Or
under-
actually, what's the over?
The over under 54.5.
Ooh, give me that over. Red Rover.
I like that,
Red
too.
Rover. Especially if Bryce is playing.
I agree. Let's go to Sean. Says, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Sean. Important question here. Each of you become billionaires. Which animal would
love
you
this
choose
already.
to base your superhero identity on? You cannot choose bats. Have a blessed day.
You cannot choose bats.
What animal would I choose to have my powers based off of? Give me the biggest, strongest eagle. I want to be able to fly and grab stuff really good. Like Blaine.
Dave?
I don't know. Got to go lion. You got to go lion.
yeah.
I feel like.
What about you,
Give me
Blaine?
a full-grown grizzly.
I thought you might go great white shark.
Yeah, I
Give me a
thought you were going to
full-grown-
get something like honey badger.
If I was going to go anything in the
Andy.
anything in the ocean, I saw something the other day where they found like 100-foot-long, were they giant squids? Like basically touching the inside of the earth. I'd be one of those. Never find me.
No, I'd never.
It looks like an alien. Scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right, let's get to rapid fire, Cone. But speaking about touching the earth, all right, we're all going to touch the earth at some point.
Yeah.
So you need to have a will, okay? Like at some point you're going in the ground. Unless you're Tom Brady or Xander Bogaerts, apparently, who I guess is never going to die after the Padres sign him to an 800-year, $12 million contract. But it only takes 5 minutes. That's it. Just 5 minutes. Go to epicwill.com and use our promo code BOOSTER. Guess what? Surprise, our promo code's typically going to be Booster on all this stuff. That's BOOSTER, and you save 10% on Epic Will's complete package at epicwill.com. Promo code Booster. Cone, look, you're about to be a father of 2, a boy and a girl. All right? You've got
am.
the whole spectrum covered. And your will apparently is going to be longer than a Harry Potter book. You keep going at this rate.
Let's hope not. Ask yourself 2 questions. Do I have a will yet? Okay, if the answer to that question is no, say, is 5 minutes worth my family's future? And if the answer to that is yes, go to epicwill.com right now.
That is 2 questions. Blaine, you got a will. You got a goldfish that in case, it drowns or something.
Actually, it died yesterday, but we're getting all of its stuff.
Stop it.
It's not, since we had it on Epic Will. So Goldie's dead. Don't ask me how it happened. Don't ask me.
What
how it
did the
happened.
goldfish
Don't
leave
ask
you?
me how
What did it leave you in the will?
it left me 3 shells. It also left me a note.
Can you read the note?
Yeah.
What does it say? Hold on. Yeah, get it out. Read it. Here we go. It's from Blaine's Dead Goldfish.
It says, hey, Blaine, how about that right in? I can't do this anymore.
It killed it? What?
That's not how it works.
That's not us.
How do
I
you
don't
tell him that's
believe
not how it works?
That's the fish I saved last night. I have him at my house.
Well, no wonder he ended it. It makes sense now.
I thought you were going to say, if you're reading this, I'm dead. That's
man.
pretty good. All right, let's get to rapid fire real quick.
All right. Raiders at Rams.
Woo.
Is Baker Mayfield going to play tonight, boys?
I think he's going to be on the sidelines. Sean McVay said only in emergency situations, which
Sean, it's
You're
an
in
to
one.
me, I feel like
situation.
you're in an emergency situation. You got John Walford, who, is also a librarian at the local library. Just make sure you don't forget your card, but who really cares? Take the book. Again, outside of anything crazy, I don't think we're going to see him tonight. For the Rams, I mean, at this point, Aaron Donald's not playing again tonight. The Raiders got a little momentum, a little bit. Derek Carr and them seized it. We may see it in a little bit. What I have in bets, Cam Akers going to have a big game. We know Cooper Kupp's out. But Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, I think Mac Hollins has been cooking a little bit. Foster Morneau, which is one of the coolest names in the NFL, playing tight end for the Raiders. But, Baker Mayfield, it is what it is. I don't think we see him tonight.
I don't think we see him tonight, but I still think it's going to be a close game. Closer. I think the Rams are going to have a chance to win this game late because I still don't trust the Raiders. I don't trust in Derek Carr. They have been playing better, but they're so inconsistent week in and week out. I don't think you trust them. And I really like Tyler Higbee to kind of have.
No, I don't
Like
think
Tyler Higbee?
I think Tyler might have.
Wait, are y'all playing against each other?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think
Tyler's going to have a lot of field goals.
Wait. We need a brotherly wager this week.
I still got to shoot day this weekend with the football game.
Yeah.
On his birthday.
Is that when it is? Is that what you've been waiting this whole time
got
for
the
to do it
kicker?
on my
So
birthday?
about the long game.
You got the kicker?
Do I have the kickers? Daniel Carson, Slugatron.
Oh, I thought you had Matt Gay for the Rams.
Why would you think that?
Just because, I don't know.
You just have Matt Gay thoughts going on in your head
No,
right now?
I mean, you just seem like a Matt Gay type of guy.
Raiders 3-game win streak, boys. 2 of those were in OT.
I know.
They
It's
feel-
never easy with
Maybe
the
go on
Raiders.
the
It kind of
road.
scares me.
Never
more than
easy with the
anything.
Raiders. They got some Auburn in them.
Give the ball a lot to Josh Jacobs, I think. That's what I'm saying.
Look, I agree with that.
All right.
You'll see why.
While we're on the NFL, Von Miller out for the season, man. Torn ACL.
Unfortunate. A lot of people thought this was his tibia when it happened or something like that. I hate to see it. A big part, if you're the Bills, you got this guy for one reason and one reason only. Patrick Mahomes. To be able to get after the Chiefs, not having him now. I mean, you've got other quality players on the defensive line. You don't have another one of him.
Nope.
So I think the Bills' chances, those Super Bowl chances, just keep going down and down and down. Hate it for Vaughn, part of the game, but I know he'll be back stronger.
All right, let's go to the NBA. Cleveland Cavaliers, Blaine. You were talking about them 16-9 right now. Talk to me about the
Donovan
Cavs.
Mitchell, what a great decision.
What a great decision.
And they got young talent. They got Isaac Accord. They got guys over there, and I love watching the Cavs be good at basketball. Donovan Mitchell dropped a 30-piece against the Lakers, which haven't happened in, the history of the Cavs.
Didn't Jared Allen come off the bench?
Jared Allen, who's just, I've never heard the guy talk, but he's blocked every shot that's gone in the paint, I swear. Love the fro. If you have a fro and you play center, I believe in it somewhat. The Cavaliers are slowly turning into a problem in the NBA, and I love to see it. Always been a low-key Cavs fan.
Have you really? Mm-hmm. Donovan Mitchell put up 43 against the Lakers the other night.
Good.
Unreal. All right. It sounds like the NCAA is going to grant the University of Virginia football players an extra season.
Yeah,
for the shooting that took place.
Yeah, it is. It was only 5 of the guys, and one of them is going to be a second-round draft pick, so he's gone. Another one, I believe, is entering the transfer portal or something like that. So it wasn't like a blanket waiver for everybody across, and I've got no problem with it. I mean, I think it's something in this case that was warranted and is a logical outcome. I didn't have anything against that.
Nice. Jeff Brom.
Yeah.
Going home, Louisville.
Yeah, look, and
leaving Purdue.
Some people are saying, oh, well, this is a step down. Jeff Brom was born in Louisville. Jeff Brom and his whole family basically played at Louisville. He's a legend at Louisville, played in the NFL and the CFL. When mama comes calling, you answer. Okay, this is one of those times, and I don't think this isn't a Scott Satterfield going to Cincinnati thing. This is a guy going back home, and I think Jeff's going to do really well. He's done an unbelievable job with quarterbacks. Aiden O'Connell, I go down the list of quarterbacks that under his tutelage have done very well and progressed. So happy for the Brom family. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few last names of Petrino on that staff as well, with some of the younger guys in that family. So happy for Jeff, happy for the whole family to get back home, and I think he's going to do well. I think it's a good move for Louisville. I think Louisville actually won this head coaching situation. I think Louisville ended up with a better head coach than the one they had.
Oh, yeah. No. I can get behind that for sure. So what do you think Purdue will do now?
Why not go get Jim Leonard?
Okay, well, that was my next one on the list. Jim Leonard is officially on the move. He was Wisconsin's DC last year. We thought they fired Paul Chryst to make Jim Leonard the head coach. Now he is officially on the move.
Well, one man's trash is another man's treasure. If I'm Purdue, I can keep Jim Leonard in the Big Ten. We know his defensive acumen. Look, has he been a head coach full-time yet? No, but he was an interim. He's got an interim experience. That's really big down the stretch. If I'm Purdue and Drew Brees tells me no, I am going to straight to Jim Leonard and saying, listen, we want you to run this program. We know you can get the most out of these guys. If I'm Purdue, that's my first call.
So wait, you're talking about Drew Brees is in the mix?
I would give Drew Brees a call.
Really? Has he expressed interest in wanting to
I don't know. I don't know that. I'd just give him a call. I just see, or if not Drew, who's somebody on top of mind that you think,
this thing.
You know, yeah. I mean, again, I'll say it. Experience we know is key, okay? I'm not saying experience isn't key, but it comes down to the individual. Whether that individual was a former NFL player that's a big-time celebrity now and has a little bit of coaching experience like Deion Sanders, that's one thing. If it's a guy who's been coaching for 35 years, that's another thing. But it depends on the individual. Go get the best individual for that individual job, and it's probably going to work out.
All right. PJ Fleck at Minnesota and Sonny Dykes, TCU, signing extensions, staying where they're at.
Yeah, PJ Fleck's been a great fit at Minnesota. I think he may end up being a lifer there. I think we may have like a Joe Tiller Purdue situation, something like that. PJ, that identity, rode the boat, the things they've got going on over there. He's been able to get good players in there. Now, offensively, they still need to continue to get better and put out a better product. It was hot dog water this year, but he's won. He's gone to Minnesota, and he's won about as much as anybody has. Sonny Dykes, obviously, with the leverage that he created year one, going in there, kicking down the door. Just QB sneak it when you're close to the goal line next time. But I believe Sonny Dykes' extension is through 2028. You obviously get a bump in pay, which means the staff gets a bump in pay, unless you work for Mel Tucker, and then he just keeps it all.
Last one here. Major League Baseball, Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah.
Signs an 11-year, $280 million deal with the Padres.
Yeah, remember Tatis plays in the outfield now since he had that little injury. They moved him to the outfield. So, they're looking for a shortstop. Xander Bogaerts is 30 years old, and I'm not a mathematician or Matt Daming from Good Will Hunting, and, I'm not going to be diving into some calculus book anytime soon. But I do know that 30 plus 11 is 41. Do they know something that we don't know with Xander Bogaerts? You signed him till he's 41? 41 years old? I know it's baseball. I know this in the UFC or the NFL. Like, you can play for a while, but damn, 11-year contract. I mean, this got Bobby Bonilla written all over it. Here, pay me till I'm 70. I mean, unless the man is Benjamin Button, I don't get it.
Blaine, what are your thoughts here?
41, that's tough. I think it's I don't like the deal, but I think it's a good signing for the Padres. I mean, if you get all your pieces out there, you have a shot.
Well, how's Tatis going to get hurt this year?
Well, don't get hurt. Don't go get steroids from whatever place you went and got. Or what was it?
Hey,
what was it?
Ringworm
in the hills of Guatemala or whatever it was.
Dude, Guatemalan hills have better ringworm medicine than we do here.
Well, I didn't know that. I guess I hadn't been on the Google machine lately to figure that out. But the Padres could be a real problem next year. They have the talent to go deep.
But was this the right move for the Red Sox to pass on this, though?
Yes, I think so.
That much money?
I think so. You're not. If I'm the Red Sox, I'm not matching that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a match. You and the Padres. I'm out. That's just how it works. I mean, the Red Sox are in the middle of a 30-year rebuild anyway. But let's go ahead and get our friend Big Game Boomer in here, the list extraordinaire, him and Santa Claus, the two guys list that matter the most, and only one of them check it twice. BGB, what's up, man?
What's happening, y'all? What's happening? Man, the transfer portal right now is just absolutely bonkers. Holy cow.
Well, we all know the college football season never really ends, and now you have preseason, regular season, transfer portal season, signing day season, bowl season. It's just a bunch of different seasons. But what name right now, looking around the portal from a quarterback standpoint, Boom, what's the biggest name you think is in the portal? Is it Spencer Sanders? Is it DJ? Who am I throwing it to, me or you? Or who do you got?
Man, I think Spencer Sanders would probably be at the top of my list. I mean, he's had some great moments. I mean, both Spencer Sanders and DJ, both at times have looked like great quarterbacks, but they have also been times where they look like not so good quarterbacks. So if they can get to the right system, we'll see. But yeah, I would say Spencer Sanders is probably at the top. It'll be interesting to see where he goes.
Yeah. Our buddy Tom Luganbill said that Spencer Sanders would be a great fit with Hugh Freeze and Auburn. I think he's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything at this
anything
point.
Could be, anything could be better than what's been going on behind center.
Quarterbacks from Oklahoma tend to end up like at SMU or TCU. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes down somewhere in Texas.
Would shock me. Texas Tech maybe with Coach McGuire or somebody like that. I don't know. Some guys want to stay in the same conference. Some guys want to move. But BGB, we decided that we're going to come up with our 5 most intriguing bowl games outside of the college football playoff because, we know the college football playoff games are going to be the most intriguing, or at least in our opinion. Let's go ahead and you go through your list and explain it to the people on audio and video and in the metaverse.
Okay, yeah, and I honestly think some of these games are probably going to be more interesting than the college football playoff because Michigan's probably going to roll TCU, and we know Georgia is a 1 million pound wrecking ball that no one wants to play. So, all right, top 5. So 5, I've got the Rose Bowl. I think Penn State, Utah, that's going to be a pretty good game. 2 physical teams going up against each other. The Rose Bowl, obviously, best setting, in my opinion, in college football. So that's always a good one. 4, I've got the Alamo Bowl, Texas against Washington. Going to be a lot of points scored in that game. I mean, Michael Penix Jr., he's playing, Texas. I don't know if Bijan Robinson, if he's opted out yet. He may have. But regardless, it's going to be a good game. It seems like Texas plays in the Alamo Bowl every other year. Number 3, I've got the Keg of Nails Bowl. It's actually called the Fenway Bowl, but the rivalry at Cincinnati versus Louisville. Now those schools hate each other, but you've got now, with the deal yesterday with Scott Satterfield going to Cincinnati. There's going to be some bad blood in that game. Those teams are actually going to be like on the same sideline.
Oh, I know.
So it's going to be interesting.
Dana White's promoting the bowl.
It's going to be a mess up there in Boston for that game. Number 2, I've got the Holiday Bowl, UNC, Oregon. It's just an attractive looking matchup. I think this, another exciting game with a lot of points being scored. Drake May, we'll see how he does without Phil. I don't know if Phil Longo's coaching the bowl game because he went to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he did. Yeah,
but we'll see. That's an intriguing matchup. Then number 1, I've got Notre Dame against South Carolina in the Gator Bowl. I think this is going to be a huge matchup for Shane Beamer. If they can go into Jacksonville and beat Notre Dame, wow, what a turnaround from where they were with Will Muschamp 2 years ago when, they could barely win a game. And anytime you play Notre Dame, it's an exciting game. So that's my number 1 team, number 1 bowl.
We have some similarities, obviously. I think we may have put some more emphasis on some games you had in the back end, in the front end. All right, so I'm going to start number 5 for us. So the fifth most intriguing matchup outside of the college football playoff, UTSA versus Troy. 2 conference champions here. The Harris kid from UTSA, I love watching him and Cephas, the connection they have. You look at Troy, what they're able to do in the Sun Belt, especially just blowing through Coastal Carolina. They're in the championship game. I know that Grayson McCall had been hurt. He did play a little bit, though, in that game. I think this this may be a 3-4 overtime game. I know it's a bowl game, and some would say, for these 2 teams, it means a lot. I think Jeff Traylor's the most underrated coach in the country, along with Kyle Whittingham there at Utah. Go ahead.
That's the thing. Like that's a great matchup. Troy versus Troy versus
UTSA.
UTSA, yeah. I get UTSA screwed up so many times. That's going to be a great matchup because in the G5 games, you don't see a lot of opt-outs. So it could be a really good, exciting game. And Frank Harris is one of the most exciting quarterbacks if you haven't watched him play at UTSA.
I'm surprised. If this guy goes in the portal, I don't know if he has any eligibility left. I feel like
he probably does. It seems like everyone does.
Dude, this dude could go elevate somebody real quick. Then for the Gator Bowl, you had him number 1, Notre Dame and South Carolina. Spencer Rattler is going to play in this game. I know Jaheim Bell is in the transfer portal, which surprised me from South Carolina. Mayer, the tight end, the best overall prospect, I think, on Notre Dame's team is going to be opting out in this as well. But, Cone, this is still a very intriguing.
No, I'm very excited about this, especially since South Carolina built so much momentum at the end of the season. Notre Dame kind of had that in the middle of the year. Obviously lost to Southern California, but with Spencer Sanders playing in this game, has he announced that he's going to come back next year yet or no?
Spencer Rattler?
Spencer Rattler.
Not that he's going to come back. He is playing in this game, though.
Okay, he is going to play in this game.
I think he does. I think he does come back.
You think so?
You think it'll probably have something to do with his performance in this bowl game? Whether he comes back or not? I think he should come back.
I think he should come back. I think he may have been hanging out with a couple guys involved in NIL that may have talked him into coming back.
Gotcha.
Put it that way. Number 3 is the Holiday Bowl, kind of like you brought up. Oregon, North Carolina, Bo Nix, Drake May. I know North Carolina's offense kind of sputtered out toward the end of the year. I know Phil Longo's gone now. What effect will that have on the offense? But whenever you have Drake May, I still feel like you're going to be able to score points. I haven't seen if Josh Downs is going to play in this game or if he opted out or not. That's the big-time player at wide receiver that they have to have. Then number 2, the Rose Bowl, Utah, Penn State. You talk about caring. I think both these teams care about this game. You're not going to see a ton of opt-outs in this one either. The number 1 for us is the Alamo Bowl. Michael Penix Jr. coming back to Washington, to me, is the biggest quarterback announcement returning, even if Spencer Rattler comes out and says he's coming back. It's humongous for Washington. With Texas, with Sark, you give him this much time, especially against a Washington defense that the front 7 hasn't been what I thought they were going to be, even though they've had a hell of a year. I think we're going to see a lot of points in this one as well.
Yep. Go ahead, Big Game Boomer.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, with Michael Penix Jr. coming back, I'm just going to go ahead and start my early hype train for the Huskies and making the college football playoff next year. So after that game, the campaign for them making the college football playoff starts, at midnight that night.
Yeah. 3 things I'm looking at there. Drake May did send a tweet saying he's staying at North Carolina and he's a Tar Heel.
Yeah,
I mean, that is huge. So that's very exciting for North Carolina. On the Penn State-Utah game, Utah back-to-back Pac-12 champions, beat Southern California twice. Penn State won 10 games this year. They didn't beat a ranked team, but their only 2 losses are to Michigan and OSU. They've heard a lot about strength of schedule.
And Utah lost the Rose Bowl last year.
Utah lost the Rose Bowl in that shootout against OSU. That's just another thing that's going to make this Rose Bowl so special. And then, like you guys said, Texas, Washington. I'm so excited for this game because Kalen DeBoer has this Washington team in a great position. Michael Penix Jr. is going to be – Michael Penix Jr. could be the greatest quarterback coming back next season and be an odds-on Heisman favorite. But you look on the Texas side, obviously Steve Sarkisian has built this Texas program into something that I think could be a problem across the country. With Quinn Ewers, started off great this year against Alabama, got hurt, sort of struggled through the middle of the season. I'm very excited for this matchup.
Me too. Blaine, anything from the Booster Club for Boomer?
Yeah, Travis Elrod wants to know, Boomer, what do you think is going to be the most lopsided bowl game? Who's going to get smoked?
Ooh.
Tough.
Gosh. There's some pretty good matchups. Man, Wake Forest could beat Mizzou pretty bad, I think.
I can see that.
I hear actually, this is my team. Florida State beat OU. I don't know why.
That's where I was going.
That's the worst matchup in my opinion.
That's where I was going
OU
there.
has no business being in that bowl.
Jordan Travis is going to run for 1,000,000 yards in that game.
Yeah.
Another one, too. I think Tulane may beat USC by double digits.
Really?
Yep. Talk about wanting to be there and the other team not wanting to be there. Watch Tulane and Willie Fritz and them. He'll have them ready to rock.
What about LSU Purdue?
Man, I feel like Purdue can score. Like, I feel like if everybody plays, they got Charlie Johnson, a little white witch, running around out there that kept them in the game against Michigan for a little bit with Aiden O'Connell. But, Boom, it's always a pleasure to have you on, my friend. Tell everybody where they can find your content. We're going to collab this list later on social media, Instagram included, so you can tell us what you guys think. But tell everybody where they can find you.
All right. Yeah, find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Big Game Boomer, cranking out content all year long. So
definitely.
Appreciate y'all.
It's always fun to have you on. We'll talk next week.
Yep. All right, y'all. Take care.
All right, brother.
See you, man.
All right, look, guys, we all played for a while. Very, very fortunate to play as long as we did. You want to stay athletic. You want to feel good. You want to have good gut health. You want to have good nervous system health, immune system, energy, recovery, focus. Aging, Blaine.
Focus.
You need to focus.
Focus. Quit aging.
All right? And you can reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. It's super duper simple. And to make it even easier, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Basically, it's a smorgasbord of excellence. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/Crane and Company. That's CRAIN and Company. That's athleticgreens.com/Crane and Company to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Blaine, you drink it every day.
I drink it every day, every morning I get up and drink it. 1, it's delicious. 2, it's easy to make. And 3, it literally just makes me feel better throughout the day.
Cone, you've been drinking one every day. You didn't drink one yesterday morning and you thought I didn't notice. I'm super disappointed.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
been spying on me?
Maybe a little bit.
But you know what I was
Maybe-
doing when I wasn't drinking that?
What?
I actually ordered some athletic greens for Christmas gifts.
Oh, well, good.
I'm not gonna
Well,
say
I
for
need
who
you to
yet.
really start reclaiming your health and your gut health and stuff. Okay?
I will make up for that today.
All right, I want you to drink too. Okay?
Fine.
In front of me.
Done.
Good.
Thanks, Dad.
That's a good David. All right.
That's a good day.
That's a really good David. Let's go to the Booster Club real quick.
Booster Club.
Then we're going to get our basketball conference prediction winners of predictions.
Mikey them says, how about Arkansas and Kansas in the Hey, don't forget about me bowl.
I was just looking at that one.
KJ Jefferson coming back's a big deal too between him and Michael Penix Jr. Those are the two biggest ones.
AutoZone
Let's
Liberty
sleep.
Bowl. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
Ooh, you love to see it. Let's work on it. Let's open up the hood and get some answers.
King's Crown wants everybody to know that Stetson Bennett isn't even the best player on his team.
I mean, I don't think who's arguing that.
I don't know. No one says you are. You just wanted y'all to know.
Okay, well, I'm glad we know.
Put some respect on Stetson over there, okay?
I'm glad we know.
No. Let's go to Max Johnson. Speaking of quarterbacks, $10 donation. Appreciate it, Max.
Thank you, Max.
Says, yo, boys, IMBD has Die Hard as the #2 Christmas movie.
Yeah.
When are we going to see the true list?
Look, we got a bunch of stuff coming out.
We got a lot of stuff coming for you.
Like Santa was here the other day. Like there's stuff going on.
We need some more Christmas stuff on the side. I thought you were in charge of that.
No, I'm not in charge.
I thought you were the
of
Christmas guy.
It's being
Who told you that? I'm just the owner of Seven Footer Island.
No,
That's
you're
all I
not.
do.
You're on
You're
the
the
board.
founder.
You're on the board.
You're the
founder. Then
you're running it downhill.
Then you, I remember, I'll never forget that day where we had that meeting where you told everybody, hey, I'm not the best at business running stuff. I want to be the founder and be on the board. Cone, you can,
Are you not making a lot of money?
pretend strangling?
Are the profits not high enough for you with what? we're doing?
Like, is this about your pay? Is this about your pay? It's just what it is, David. You want some stock? What is it?
I don't have stock yet. What am I even doing?
Look, we'll give him a little bit of Big Cozy stuff.
Yeah, because you got to pay extra to go find that thing. Let's go to Mike and M. Crane and Company. College football season is edging closer and closer to the combine. Do you think that players in college football need a good combine showing that won't opt out and a 12-team version is just naive?
Okay, I need you to read the end to me again.
One more time.
Okay. College football season is edging closer and closer to the combine.
Yes.
All right, that's where players go after the
I know.
season.
Okay.
They do certain drills, whether or not
you
they're
know,
where they
you're
want
not
to get
reading
drafted.
good. Okay. It's not because they're not.
To think that players in the college football playoff yet needed a good combine showing won't opt out and a 12-team version is just naive.
No, I don't think you're going to see players opt out in a 12-team version. I don't think you're going to see this mass opting out. I'll be. You want to put 100 on?
I'll read whatever you put in the prompter.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I
look.
do.
Again, I don't know. I just don't think you're going to see it. Like, so they can go do the combine. Here, guess what? Let me tell you about the combine. It's great, and a lot of people use it. All right, but if I can watch you play football, the actual sport you're going to play, as opposed to running around in an Under Armour shirt and really short shorts, I'm gonna go ahead and see that. Like, there's an old saying, like playing middle linebacker. It's like, oh, he runs a fast 40. Well, if you're playing Mike and you got to run 40 yards to catch somebody, I don't want you. So that's how you play that position.
All right, let's go to Midnight Crane in Georgia. Love to see him in here. It says, just so y'all know, okay, the poll, y'all need to know about this. Go ahead and tell you. Is eggnog mid? They were hot on this early in the pitch.
Okay.
Is eggnog mid?
Eggnog. That's the poll.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And he wants just so y'all to know, he voted no in the poll because it's not mid. It's worse than mid. And anybody who likes eggnog shouldn't even be allowed to celebrate Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Might have
how.
added that part at the end. He just wanted all y'all.
That's how Midnight
eggnog
Crane
is.
feels about.
He's an
eggnog?
agnostic.
He's
He's
an
agnostic.
agnostic.
He's
I love it.
He's an
agnostic.
agnostic.
All right, Mike RFF Lifestyle says, Jake, you look like the kid from Polar Express. I look like the Grinch, and Cone, you look like an old man from Home Alone.
Mike, I don't know what you look like.
The
That's not
guys
fair.
shoveling the snow.
Mike, that's not fair. If I don't know what you look like and you make fun of what I look like, it at least has to be fair enough where I can see what you look like to be able to make fun of you back. That's how this works.
Travis Elrod, hashtag Ask Crane Company, what round do you see Stetson Bennett going in the draft?
I see him signing as a free agent somewhere.
Me too.
Stetson's not getting drafted? Why
Unless
not?
he's going in the military.
Doesn't mean he's not the greatest Georgia quarterback of all time.
Yep.
Aaron Murray said that. That's not my words. That's
Aaron
his.
Murray leads the SEC.
That's not my words.
Leads the SEC in passing yards overall.
Aaron Murray said that, Blaine.
You taking Matthew Stafford or Stetson Bennett?
At what level?
What do you mean?
What level?
At what level?
At the college level.
I'm taking the guy who won a natty.
You're taking...
Well, if we're going to start trying to transplant quarterbacks onto other teams, how do we know Matt Stafford wouldn't have gotten the transfer portal because he'd have been beefing with somebody? How do we know he's not really JT Daniels?
I don't need your semantics, okay?
Georgia, Matt Stafford was my year. Georgia recruiting Matt Stafford over me is the greatest mistake they've ever made. Okay, Blake? Don't you laugh at that. I'm not. Don't you laugh.
One of them was a Heisman candidate.
Reed Ricketts in here. Who'd have thought? She says, I'm taking Tulane. They hit me for every parlay I've had, hit on every parlay she's made. And her grandfather went to Tulane.
Yeah, but they didn't help you in basketball. You remember that? I forgot who they lost to. They lost to some team where half the players had one leg.
Boys. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Breaking news?
Breaking news.
Do you have a sound for this?
Breaking news. Yes, we do. Hold on. Breaking news. Brittany Griner has been freed from Russian prison in a prisoner exchange.
Who's that?
Who did we give him? Did we give him John Wick?
Who's Brittany Griner?
Will be freed. Sorry, hold on.
For who? Read the details.
We gave her.
This is right now. This is just off. This is saying WNBA star Brittany Griner has been released from Russian detention in a prisoner swap for convicted Russian arms dealer Victor Bout, according to a source familiar with the
gave him John Wick back. Man, y'all are better than me.
Griner is now in custody of American officials. President Joe Biden is expected to speak at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. That's what I got, boys.
Look, happy for Brittany. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Brittany's back.
The swap did not include another American that the State Department had declared wrongfully detained, Paul Whelan. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Good at playing sports, they'll go get you.
All right, I'll track this. I'll keep.
Look, here's I'm glad Brittany Griner's back. This is a horrible situation. It's just I'm sad they couldn't get more people back, and we had to give them basically a terrorist. So hey, Brittany Griner, like you're gonna thank America? You can come out. I bet you're gonna be singing their praises now, singing our praises now. Please stop making stupid decisions. Signed, everybody. Thank you. Goodness gracious.
Malcolm Martin, $2 donation.
Brittany
Yes, Brittany has been freed for the prisoner swap. Well, it's funny they go get her, but leave the other guy just sitting there rotting away in a Russian prison. Well, I'm sure no one talked about that.
Well, I'm sure if he was.
Well, he's a white male, so he's definitely not getting.
Yeah, they'll never get him.
Yeah, they'll never go get that guy.
President Biden tweeted moments ago, I spoke to Brittany Griner. She is safe. She is on a plane. She's on her way home.
Now do Paul Whelan.
I'm not surprised by that at all. The Cody A. Gaming, any perspective on Iowa football and its large number of transfer portal entries, and what rules are there for the transfer portal?
What was the first part?
A lot of Iowa transfers.
Yeah, more than we've seen. We've seen more Iowa. Look, in the transfer portal era, I don't think we need to jump to some conclusion that the sky is falling at a program because a lot of players jumped in the portal. I think it may be more of a symptom of the times that we're in. The second question was, what rules are there in the transfer portal?
Yep.
Just don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. That's what the rules are.
Also,
it's a one-time transfer, free anywhere. Past that, you got to pay the piper. You get the one-time free transfer rule. But I believe if a coach leaves, you can leave again in the second time. There's some specific.
And players were able to transfer before they labeled it the transfer portal. And let's don't act like coaches before weren't telling players, hey, you're never going to play under me. You know, we don't want you here. It's better for you to transfer. Now, that was always happening. And I didn't even tell you guys this yet. We got a huge guest coming on next week that played at Iowa who dealt with this exact situation under Kirk Ferentz when he took the Iowa job. So that should be some interesting perspective for us next week.
It should. I'm very interested to see that. We also have another big-time current musical artist who's really big in the college football. I think people are going to be excited about. All right, anything else from the BC?
Yeah, let's go to the Bro Council, a.k.a. the Council of Bros.
The Bro Council.
Says, will Travis Hunter go play Colorado football? What is your opinion?
You would think so, right?
I told you guys when he went to Jackson State, he was going to play at a Power 5 school.
Well, you didn't include that with Deion leaving to go to a school.
Well, I thought the possibility of Deion Sanders leaving for one of those jobs was high. So I was kind of including that when I said that. Okay. But, I mean, I've heard that Travis Hunter may go play another Power 5 school that's not Colorado. I would think he goes and plays for Deion Sanders.
He would. Right? There's no way he's going to. If he followed Deion Sanders to Jackson State, he is going to follow Deion Sanders to Colorado. It just makes sense. He's got one more year till he's draft eligible, I believe. Or is it 2 years?
I think it's 2. Wait, am I wrong?
He's got 2 years before he's draft eligible. But
I think he was a true freshman this year.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Because it was the biggest news in recruiting last year that Deion was able to get him. All right, guys, let's move to college basketball here. We're going to go ahead. I know a couple conference games have already been played, but we haven't picked our Power 5 college basketball conference winners. You ready
Let's
to do
this?
Let's do
that now.
All right.
We're doing Power 5, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to start?
Yeah,
start.
All right, I'm starting with SEC. Give me Eric Musselman in the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Hey.
A lot of people are going to go with Tennessee. I know they got Vescovi, who is going to fight Bruce Willis here in a couple weeks in the new Die Hard movie. Fulkerson's gone. Good for them. Tennessee's got some witches running around there, but I love Arkansas. I know that Brazil's out for the rest of the year now. I hated seeing that injury. That's a big one for them. But I love the way Musselman's teams get better. They're junkyard dogs. They're scrappy. And this year, they can shoot. And Anthony Black is a witch.
I'm going to take the Alabama Crimson Tide in the SEC. Bring back Quinterly. Bediako, what'd you say? Bediako's put on a lot of weight. He's actually up there rebounding, bodying for position. And the Brandon Miller kid. I know you had talked a little bit about some of his injuries prior. I've watched him a couple games. Unbelievable.
I like Sears too. Clowney, the Noah Clowney kid's a really good player. He's done a really good job on the boards as well. Alabama looks nice. It's just, are they going to blow it in the postseason again?
We're going to find out the next 2 Saturdays a lot. They got Houston this Saturday, Gonzaga next Saturday.
Gonzaga's 5-3 right now.
Yeah.
God, you hate to love to see it.
Wow. Who you
Hate
got?
to love
Give me
to see it.
Tennessee, the Volunteers, baby. You got Ziegler coming back, Josiah Jordan James. I watched him just beat Eastern Kentucky to a pulp yesterday. I think it was like 80-40, wasn't even close. But I like old guards, man. Old guards in basketball win championships.
They do. All right, ACC. Look, I know Virginia, Tony Bennett, they look about as complete and balanced as they've been in a while, really physical. But I got to take Duke here.
Yeah, you
guys,
do.
There's only 2 ACC teams that are ranked.
That's crazy.
2 ACC teams that are ranked. You look at the rest of that conference. They need to start kind of turning up a little bit. But give me Duke to win that one. North Carolina. I know they've fallen off a cliff a little bit here. 5-4. People are hitting the panic button. I think they're going to get turned around. Whenever you have that experience, it gives you a much better turnaround rate. But give me Duke to win it this year. A little revenge tour for losing twice to North Carolina. Once to lose Coach K's final home game, and then in the Final Four, his final game. Ooh.
What are you going to do over there for ACC?
Oh, you're just going out of the box, huh?
You had North Carolina winning preseason.
Well, I've changed my mind.
What are you doing now?
You already changed your mind.
I'm going Duke Blue Devils.
You're going Duke?
Yep, I'm going Duke. Watched them play the other day, I believe against Iowa. Looked extremely nice. I mean, they got a Redwood down there. And
Filipowski?
He can do whatever. His bag is deep. You got Jeremy Roach coming back, who just right now is shooting the lights out from 3. He's got talent. They're only going to get better and better throughout the year. So give me the Duke Blue Devils.
I will not waver. I'm going to stay with the North Carolina Tar Heels to win the conference.
Good for you, Dave.
I think maybe Caleb Love and Armando Bacot and Leaky Black thought they could just toss their Jordans out there and just win the whole thing. Now they realize, wait, we actually have to play basketball. Only one of their losses, a 4-game losing streak, not great. Only one of those losses was a conference loss. I think they still win the ACC. I'm going to stick by them.
Yeah, I think you should.
If that losing streak goes to 6, I'm going to change my mind.
Nice.
And I'm going to have.
I appreciate.
And I'm going to have this whole segment pulled.
Nice. Good. Well, you shouldn't, because speaking about pulling, a guy that could pull the lights down in a football stadium, Zach Edey in Purdue. I got him winning the Big Ten. Edey's lost a little weight. Looks like he's figured it out a little bit more. Look, I like Gillis. They've got some old heads. The Smith guy who's got the goatee, Haru, the Great White Ninja there at point guard. They got running around. I believe in him. I just think Purdue right now, look, Indiana, Trace Jackson Davis, even though they did lose a conference game the other day, they've already started there. I love what Indiana's doing this year, but I just got to go Purdue in that thing.
I am watching Maryland and Indiana with great interest in the Big Ten, but I am also going to go Purdue.
You're watching their careers with great interest?
I'm watching their careers with great interest and their seasons.
Nice.
I'm going to go Purdue as well, though. I mean, Zach Edey coming back. I don't know, have they really been tested so far this season? They did beat Gonzaga, but we were just talking about Gonzaga not being as dominant as they were the last couple seasons. And they did beat Duke by like 20. So that's got to be your best win, I think, so far for Purdue.
Yeah, I'm always going to bet on somebody who's taller than the goal. Give me Purdue.
Yeah, it's, again, who thought we'd be saying that after Jaden Ivey left last year? Big 12, look, Texas right now, everybody's hot on Texas, even though they lost that game at Illinois, just totally blew it the other night and blew a bet for a couple of us. But, guys, I got to go Kansas. Grady Dick, I'm not going against Bill Self. He already served his little suspension. Coming off a national championship, they're super confident. Did return some guys, especially defensively. I like what they're able to do on the perimeter. Give me Kansas to win the Big 12, even though I think the Big 12 does have a deep bag when it comes to teams that can have a chance. I know Baylor. I like that. We're going to see. I love Baylor's physicality and always will.
I like that. I'm going to take Texas. I'm going to take Chris Beard in Texas. Not a great ending to the Illinois game the other day, up 5 with 30 seconds to go. I think that will be an anomaly. Give me Texas in the Big 12, Blaine.
I'm taking Texas Longhorns. I feel like even if they lost that game, kind of had that game under wraps and blew it at the end, but I feel like they'll get better, especially in clutch moments as the season goes on. Give me the Longhorns, baby. Hook them.
All right, Pac-12, last one. Give me UCLA. Tiger
money.
Campbell, got to believe in him. Look, anybody who's played college basketball for 42 years, I'm going to take.
Yeah.
He's basically the Yoda of college basketball. Like Jaquez is back. It seems like everybody's back. For UCLA.
I feel like Jaquez has been there for 30 years.
Juzang left.
Juzang left,
He's
but
gone.
outside of that, the whole Hanson Bance and back together. Arizona, I know it's like a NATO meeting out there. They've got a guy from every country and all speak a language that just got invented. And I like their style kind of up and down a little bit, but UCLA styles make fights, and they can win in a lot of different ways. That's what experience does. Give me UCLA and Mick Cronin, who I think is the most underrated college basketball coach. We talk about Kyle Whittingham in Utah. Give me Mick Cronin out at UCLA as the most underrated college.
I'm taking UCLA away as well. Jaquez, I mean, the guy's, the bag is deep. He can outside. He'll get you in the paint, turn you around, bump you off, can finish inside. Mid-range, nice. 3, pure.
Yeah.
Tiger Campbell, I mean, he's been there for 30 years.
Well, we know Jaquez is Spanish for mid-range.
Yeah, Jaquez is Spanish for it's in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Arizona.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Arizona. I did watch UCLA. I was big on UCLA when I knew that Tiger Campbell was coming back and Jaquez was coming back. I did watch him against Illinois and Baylor. Again, it's pre-Christmas basketball, so what do we really know? But I'm gonna take Arizona.
Okay, I like that. All right, tell us in the comments after you subscribe, who are you taking from each Power 5 conference? Real quick, Blaine, Booster Club.
I don't know if I've read this. Kev says $2 donations. Eggnog's amazing, and also Brazil are going to be the World Cup champions.
Yes, I think both those two things are correct. Amazing, maybe overinflating a little bit during Christmas time, yes.
Christmas staple.
Christmas staple. It's a Christmas staple. I think we can all agree. But I tell you what's a Thursday staple, Thursday trivia.
Thursday trivia. Okay, all right, here's what I got. Yes, Thursday trivia. I do have something for you boys. Heisman Trophy presentation is this Saturday.
Yes.
All right, we got Stetson Bennett, Caleb Williams, Max Duggan, C.J. Stroud from OSU, Georgia, TCU, and USC. Those 4 schools combined have 16 Heisman Trophy winners. I'm going to give you a few of them. Like the pre-1965 list, okay? Howard Cassidy, Vic Janowitz, Les Horvath, Mike Garrett.
Les was good.
Okay, from USC. Yeah, you like Les a lot.
Yeah.
Mike Garrett, Frank Sinkwich for Georgia, 1-1.
Yeah,
all right,
Frank,
I gave you 5 of them. I need the 11 winners for those schools.
Okay.
In 2 minutes.
Okay, so we're saying, hold on.
Oklahoma,
we're saying
Georgia.
USC.
No, not Oklahoma.
No. We're saying
Southern
USC,
Cal.
Georgia, Ohio State,
And
TCU.
There's 11 winners.
Okay.
I need them all in 2 minutes.
All right, here we go.
Ready?
Yep.
And begin.
Carson Palmer,
Yes.
Herschel Walker,
Yes.
Matt Leinart.
Matt Leinart,
Yes.
Archie Griffin.
All right. Yes.
Twice. Does that count as 2 or 1?
You got him. Yep, you're good.
God, did Troy Smith win the Heisman?
No.
Troy Smith.
Yep, my freshman year.
Yes. Okay, so we have how many more?
You have 1 more from OSU. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 more. 4 more from Southern Cal.
Did Maurice Claret win it?
No.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I didn't guess it. Who's the other one from Ohio State? Quarterback?
No.
Gotta be.
No.
Is it running back?
Yep.
No, Zeke didn't win.
No, Zeke didn't win. It had to be back
Oh
in
my
the day,
gosh.
man.
Who's the running back
I
from
know.
Ohio State that won it?
We've talked about him recently on this show.
Oh my gosh. Not Maurice Claret. Be thinking about that. I'm going to go other ones. All right, Georgia, we said Herschel Walker. TCU.
And I already gave you the other one.
LaDainian
from Georgia.
Tomlinson didn't win.
Did Eddie George win?
Eddie George.
Eddie George. You've gotten all of Georgia. You've gotten all of the Buckeyes. 1, 2, 3, 4 more for Southern Cal and 1 from TCU at 50
Southern
seconds.
Cal.
We said Carson Palmer. We said Matt Leinart. Think of USC. Blaine, how much time we got, Cone?
You have 42 seconds.
USC.
Think of USC. Reggie Bush.
Yes, Reggie Bush.
Count
Got
Reggie.
him.
Okay.
Yes.
Count Reggie.
Quarterback.
Did a receiver?
All of them are running backs.
All of them are running backs.
All 3 of them
So
at
think of
USC.
Quarterbacks. O.J. Simpson.
Yes, got him.
Okay, yeah.
Where did Jim Brown play?
Not there.
Not there.
20 seconds.
Come on. Running backs, USC. Think, Blaine, you're blowing it.
Where's Marcus Allen?
Marcus Allen, got him. One more running back from
much time?
USC. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
I don't know.
Who is it?
I don't know who it is.
White guy.
No,
Maybe?
it's a white guy.
John Smith. Steve Smith. Steve John Smith.
Oh, my goodness. Well done, boys. Well done. Charles White also won the Heisman Trophy.
Oh, he has a name.
I guess a white guy is Charles White. And then for TCU, the only Heisman winner at TCU, Davey O'Brien, which the quarterback award is named after.
Would have never got that. I thought if you would have put a gun in my head, I would have told you Davey O'Brien played at Navy. Yeah, like 100% would have played at Navy.
Oh, man.
All right, that's a good one. If you want to watch the rest of this, remember you can listen if you want to stay here. But if you want to watch it, head over to the Daily Wire Plus. Become a member or listen on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share it with your friends. And remember, Charles White won the Heisman at running back for USC. Anything is possible. That's a Kevin Garnett quote. We'll be right back. All right, hey everybody. I hope you're enjoying watching the show. Make sure you like and subscribe. Blaine, look, we got a little cruising time. Let's go to the Booster Club.
All right, let's go to Travis Elrod, # Crane & Company. That's us. He says, is coaching basketball simpler than coaching football in college? There are fewer players, fewer coaches, fewer aspects to the game.
Yes.
And less equipment.
Yes. Yes. Easy answer. Now, that's not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy. But is it a little easier? Yes, because you're not dealing with 125 human beings, which not everybody has 2 parents, but that's 250 parents. You're dealing with a lot more than just a basketball roster. I'm not saying it's an easier sport to coach schematically, even though maybe, it kind of is a little bit, because you're dealing with less people on the court at once. So easier in its own way. Let's just put it that way.
They're different.
You like that? They're different, same, but different. But still same.
It's not the one's easier than the other. One's just harder than the other.
Yeah, it's like you're not fat, you're just big boned.
Yeah, you're not fat, you're just ugly. Let's go, Mike, RFF Lifestyle. Okay. # Crane & Company. He says, all right, fellas. Says best college quarterback, running back, receiver, DN, and cornerback of all time.
Of all time. We're doing that today.
You're just dropping that on me.
Don't talk to Mike, okay?
Okay,
It's
quarterback,
in the prompter, so I read it.
Cam Newton.
And I can't take
running
what he
back.
takes. We have to take different ones.
Running back, give me Barry Sanders. Give me Barry Sanders. What other positions?
Let's go wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Give me Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm. D end.
Give me
David. Feel free to chime in.
Who did
Reggie
you take
White.
Who'd you take at running back?
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders.
Give me Reggie White.
Okay. What about corner?
Deion Sanders.
Safety.
Ed Reed.
Strong safety.
Sean Taylor.
I love it. I love all those picks, actually.
You want to be on that team with me?
Can I be on that team?
Yeah, you be on that team with me.
Man, how about, what if you put Joe Burrow, Derrick Henry? Ooh, who would I take it wide out? Would I take it wide out?
You going to go
Justin Jefferson?
Calvin Johnson?
Just keep the whole team.
Calvin Johnson.
Go Georgia Tech, Calvin Johnson. Who would I take at D end?
Dude, y'all remember how good Dez Bryant was though in college too?
Yes, I do actually.
Dez Bryant used to just.
Jadeveon Clowney killed people in college.
Yeah, but like Jadeveon was. There's been more dominant players than Jadeveon. I'll take Aaron Donald over Jadeveon Clowney any day of the week.
But he's interior,
he's not
right?
End.
You can line up Aaron Donald defensive. They move him inside and out. Y'all lost y'all's damn mind.
He didn't play in college.
They moved him. They played him.
He played mostly inside.
It's like Reggie White. You can move him inside and out.
Who's your DN, Dave?
I'll take Clowney.
You take Clowney, cornerback.
Which one?
Corner.
I'll take
Charles Woodson.
Yeah, Charles Woodson.
Revis was nasty at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's had Aaron Donald, Dan Marino, and Darrell Revis.
They got another one. They got another one this year.
I'll tell you what, that running back Abaconda, or whatever his name is, the running back from Pittsburgh, had like 20 touchdowns.
Abaconda.
That dude's a battering ram.
M. Hutton, crosstown shootout this weekend. Xavier versus Cincinnati, a heated rivalry that the schools are only 3 miles apart.
Yeah, give me the Musketeers. There's more than 3 of them. There's 5. You guys are screwed.
All right, the reporter said, could they get rid of the college football regular season 1 year and just do one giant college football playoff? No, what about no bowls?
That's really what it is.
What about a no bowls, but just a little NIT for the rest of college?
There's too much moving parts. Well, what is what is a college football regular season other than a big playoff to see who gets in the playoff to get in the playoff?
There you go.
If we're going to macro level, you want a 30,000 foot view of this thing, we can do that. Like, I'll fire the neurons and the protons and all the other ons and trons. Not trans, trons.
Yeah, you better watch yourself.
Yeah.
Mike RFF Lifestyle says, my picture there, Jake, and Blaine put words on my mouth. I did, but it was a great ending. I was going with Christmas characters that best describes the crew. What, have we gone over y'all's favorite Christmas movie?
No, we're making a whole list.
Yeah, we're making a whole list.
But what's your favorite, though?
Elf.
We're doing tournaments, right?
Elf. Elf's my favorite Christmas movie.
Dave, I know you got to be different on this. All right.
Why do I have
you
to
got to
be
be
different?
What's your answer?
I really love Fred Claus.
Fred
I love
Claus.
Fred Claus.
I thought you were going to say like Citizen Kane or something.
That has nothing to do with Christmas.
Exactly. It's just old.
But it is a great movie.
Yeah.
Who directed it?
Kane.
Orson Welles.
Yeah. Didn't he eat his fat ass to death?
Daily Wire out of context gonna have to get that one.
Baby Sora's dad says, did y'all hear about Tom Brady is coming to Mission to be a QB coach? Did y'all hear about that? It's breaking right now.
I thought it was like some chick.
He's not even finished the NFL season, guys. He's coming back.
I thought it was some girl. Didn't y'all hire some girl to be the quarterback coach?
Sadly, yes.
You hired Leah Thomas's sister, brother?
AJ Adams says, how do we not take Deion Sanders at corner?
I took Deion Sanders.
You took Deion?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear you say that. I thought you took Revis.
I told him he should take Revis.
And he's gonna return punts.
Yeah.
Texas Ed says, what school would you say is running back you?
Oh, we were supposed to make this list too.
USC or Ohio State.
Yeah, I like that. I think
you put Bama up there too.
Bama. I mean,
I think
how many Bama backs are in the league?
You put Auburn up there.
How many Bama backs are in the league right now?
But USC, I mean, we named how many that won the Heisman?
A lot.
I mean, OJ killed a guy and got away with it. Or killed a girl and a guy.
You got Henry, you got Najee, you got Josh Jacobs, you got Brian
Sean
Robinson.
Alexander.
Sean Alexander, yeah.
You got their Bama backs are just running around in the NFL right now. I'm not surprised. M. Hunt says Marcus Allen was the fullback in Charles White's Heisman season.
Interesting.
That's a pretty good duo.
So
I would
Marcus
say a
Allen
deadly
was the
duo, but
fullback
that's too much.
in Charles White's Heisman year and then won the Heisman at halfback. It's a good
They're like,
look.
hey, he's going to play running back next year. Oh, wait. Now I know.
Let's go to the Bro Council. No, you know what? I'm gonna say this one. If Travis Hunter goes to Colorado, do you think say he does go to Colorado, all right? Do you think him going to Colorado guarantees them 2 more wins? Or do you think there'll be less without him? If he doesn't go, because right now he was the number 1 player coming out of high school, best of the country. If he doesn't go to Colorado, does that say more about Deion, him not traveling with him, or does it say more about Travis just want to go to a bigger school?
If he doesn't go?
If he doesn't go.
I mean, I think he's going, but if he did,
why wouldn't he already be there? Right
if he doesn't go, I would think he would opt out of next year, just work out like Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well, that's what we're talking about, right? Is like, aren't you going to see more and more players do that?
Yeah. I was talking about like when we were talking about earlier, like during the season. Like there's 3 games left, I'm out.
Has Travis Hunter shown enough to opt out an entire season?
Look, some of these kids, it doesn't matter. They think they have. Like again, I think Travis Hunter's going to be at Colorado. I don't think Travis Hunter's sticking around at Jackson State.
Mm-hmm. In his case, is a little different because he's playing the position that Deion played, and they can mentor him in that scenario. Mm-hmm. So there's an extra added benefit. Like if it's top,
Travis Hunter,
like when you saw
right?
when you saw Caleb Williams transfer to play for Lincoln Riley, it's more than just going and playing for a coach you think you can win for. He's actually getting the tutelage from the guy who you signed for in the first place. You see what I'm saying? It's more than just if a great offensive lineman also wants to follow Deion there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's go to Tempo. Ask Crane Company, which NFL team who stinks this year is likely to have a great playoff run next year?
Ooh, that's a good question.
In college football?
Give me
in NFL.
The Chicago Bears. Give me the Bears. I think they give Fields some help. Eventually, you got to do it, right? Eventually, you got to do it.
What are we saying stinks this year?
Yeah, what's the definition?
What's the definition?
The Bears have 3 wins right now.
Of stinks.
I'd say 3 wins or less, right? So Bears, Texans, the Colts have 4 wins, I think. I mean, outside of that, you can't say Jets and Giants, which is wild. You got Jacksonville down there. I'm trying to remember if they have 3 or 4 total wins.
I mean, the Jets are 7-5 right now.
What are the Browns? 4-7?
5-7.
5-7.
Brown. I feel like the Jets could have.
What we're saying stink. What is
stinks? Yeah, I mean,
how about the LA Rams? about the LA Rams? They have 3 wins right now.
That's probably your safest bet,
There you go.
honestly.
Rad Highs, is Deion such a great recruiter that he can pull David Cohn in his laser rocket arm for 1
I
year in
don't know if it's that
Colorado?
good.
Hold on, let me check real quick. My phone's on.
Yeah. Yeah, what does he say? I ain't hard to find. That's what Deion says. But guess what? I'm not hard to find when I go over to the board either. Let's go over there. Oh my gosh.
What about the Jags? Do you
My
think the Jags
hips
will have a good
asleep.
play?
I would if I didn't
How does
if I
that
didn't see
happen?
the Rams had 3 wins, I was going to take Jacksonville. I'll take Jacksonville.
But do the Rams? Let's say this is a team that's young. All right, because the Rams is, I mean, you got Stafford. Stafford's coming back. Cooper Kupp's coming back. Obviously.
I'm just playing by the rules of the question.
I know, but I'm gonna switch the rules a little bit.
Okay,
All
well, then I'll
If you
take
have to take
Jacksonville.
the Jags, Jets, or the Browns next year to have a better season. Who would you take?
Browns are very, very interesting, but I don't know. I kind of want to take the Jaguars,
Jets,
man.
man.
I want to take the Jags.
Give me the Jets. That defense.
Young.
Doug Peterson.
Garrett
fearless.
Wilson, Elijah Moore kind of back in the fold. Brees Hall coming back. The knees all rebuilt.
That's what a lot of
With
people
that
forget about the
adamantium in there.
with the Jets. Brees Hall was balling.
Balling. He's Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, towards ACL. So I like the Jets too. You want a future bet on the Jets? I think it's a good bet to take.
All right, speaking about bets, we're brought to you by DraftKings, the Booster Club betting board. I actually like that. Booster Club betting board. May just come up with something. Brought to you by DraftKings. Use our promo code BOOSTER. Yesterday, I'm disappointed in my college basketball picks the last 2 nights. I'm disappointed. I had a Jake-only meeting with myself this morning. I was there, and we got through some things.
Good.
All right? Maybe we shouldn't believe in teams that are named after, rich people's kids, like Sienna or stuff like that. Maybe we shouldn't believe in those teams. Quinnipiac.
Have you met people with these names?
Huh?
Have you met someone named
I've met a
Quinnipiac?
Sienna. And I'm drinking a Sierra Mist. So remember that. So tonight, guess what? We're going back to football. Not even going to say it. We're doing well in the NFL. I'm not going to jinx myself. Tonight, give me the Raiders. This is a 2-teamer, okay? There's 2 2-teamers. Give me the Raiders, money line, and the under at 51.5. That's at minus 110. All right, just a nice appetizer. We feel good about it. Sit down at the table. Enjoy the people around you. Then the second one, give me the Rams, plus 14.5. And Josh Jacobs, anytime touchdown, that's plus 120. That's the entree. Little appetizer, we're covering. Entree, we're delivering. David, what do you have?
I'm on the same page with you there. I want to go Raiders money line plus the under, but I want to get it at 48.5. That gets you in the plus money at plus 100. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the Raiders to score in between 21 and 30 points.
Wow.
That's at plus 145.
Nice.
I love it. Give me the
Blaine, you're hot. 17-5 to start.
Run away with it,
You may
kid.
not miss a bet this month.
To be honest, we left a lot out there I'm not excited about. So we're gonna have a meeting and really figure out what's going on, get back to the nuts and bolts of things, the foundation, and
The fundamentals?
see what the problem is.
You guys are bi-week practice, getting back to the fundamentals?
Yeah, absolutely.
You love to see it.
this
Wait,
is
you've
what-
been practicing twice a week? I thought that was against the rules now.
Yeah, no.
Twice
don't
a
worry.
week.
I'm going to make it
I meant twice.
twice a day.
Blaine's going to have a 2-a-day
Come to my house to get my wife's name right.
I meant twice a day.
Let's go Rams over 1.5 touchdowns. If they don't hit this, they should be banned as an NFL program and everything should be broke apart. I'm talking SMU death penalty.
Whoa.
Wow.
Don't take that to a dark place.
All right, what's your other
That
one?
wasn't a dark place thing.
With that tone, I took it to a dark place?
So you can't trust guys who eat candy corn. All right, give me Josh Jacobs. First touchdown scored. All right.
Dangerous.
First
You can tell
touchdown
he's got a lead.
plus
You
400.
can tell he's got a. This is looking back. Tyreek Hill holding up the peak.
Minus
Plus
200?
All right, 1 second left. We're
He's
going
going-
to 2. It's easy. Motion. We're throwing to the flats. It's a pick play. Call
All
it,
right,
refs.
Baby Cone's going Rams plus 6.5 at plus 100, and he's going to go. Oh, is that Ohio State?
Yes.
Ohio State in basketball minus 6. That's at minus 105. I'm trying to remember who they played in.
Rutgers.
They play
Rutgers.
Rutgers tonight.
Who beat
Rutgers.
Indiana? Rutgers.
Close that, man. Why do you have don't
get that
smell
stuff away.
candy corn, David?
That lit.
It's not even 8 in the morning. You're sniffing candy corn.
I'd rather you sniff glue.
It's 10 till.
That's not exactly. It's not 8.
Ugh. All right, let's go to the Booster Club leaderboard. Revco 250 and EJ Runis are both 3-0. Tall Riot, Sasha Booster Club, Texas Ed, Portman-Toet, all 2-0. Midnight Crane of Georgia, Sister Rigby, John Ray 8679, and Cal Jenkins are all 1-0. Remember, get those bets in. You can drop the memes underneath the.
We ain't head-to-heads this week.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all doing a. Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes. Revco and hold on. Y'all talk amongst yourselves for a second.
What are you guys going to do a fantasy football bet this week?
You want to do a fantasy football bet?
Yeah. What did we do last time? Didn't I hit you in the face with a
You
pie?
hit me in the face with a pie.
Okay. Hold on. I'm looking for this update. Blaine be thinking about bets. Here's what we go. Revco's taking on Tall Riot right now. Revco's 5-4. Tall Riot 7-2. Revco, are you about to go 8-2 in Booster Club callouts? That's gonna be tough to come back from, but I believe in you.
Harsh enough.
Booster Club bet.
I'm playing against Walsh, and he has Devontae Adams. I should have taken a Devontae Adams anytime touchdown tonight.
What's the projections on that, Dave?
What's the what?
On y'all in your match?
87%. I'm projected 145. He is projected 63. But Devontae Adams could go off. Lamar
let's
Jackson
talk about
could go off.
Devontae Adams.
Mark Andrews can go off. Leonard Fournette. You know, he has players, man. Justin Tucker never miss a field
Here's
goal.
what we should do, Booster Bet.
You tread lightly over there.
Let's say
I don't like what you're doing with your hands.
The loser has to. The loser has to wear a mask during the show. During the whole
Kind of
show.
mask.
You gotta wear a mask.
Like a
Audio saying
like a
no.
COVID mask, or like
No, like
Jim Carrey,
an actual
the
mask.
Ask the Booster Club.
Yeah, Booster Club, come up with one. I don't want to do the blow up doll to dinner though. That
one's
that's
intense.
that was an intense one. That's a good one.
That's a losing a fantasy season.
Yeah. You have to take
Table for
what is
two.
like you had to take a
No, yeah.
blow up doll for a night on the town.
Yeah, Jay LeBlanc.
Dinner
Jay
and
LeBlanc's
movie.
taking a blow up doll this year. I think he's gonna go to Hooters.
Nice. You should.
No, get
That's
the
exactly
Daytonas.
right.
He's trying to say, "Well, I'm gonna go to a late movie." I was like, "No, you're not.
No.
You can't do that.
No.
You can't be past 7. All right, you need to be there in
gotta
daylight.
take pictures.
in daylight, and you have to act like you really believe it's a person."
Yeah. No, I'm totally with that. All right.
Poll.
Poll.
About time we talked about it, eggnog, fellas. Submit this thing around. All right,
You know,
it's
you
just
watch
super
your
mid.
mouth.
We all know it. You don't want to fess up to it.
Who
That's
hurt
fine.
you, man?
Yeah.
No one
hurt
hurt
you.
me. No one
Do
hurt
you
me.
enjoy the seasons and the
I
holidays?
love
like
Christmas is my
the eggnoggler.
but eggnog's just
You got noggled?
Agnostic.
Did you get noggled?
agnostic. See what you did there.
But
Is
Jake
eggnog,
did it.
Is
It was
eggnog
Jake's.
mid, Jake?
No. 54%.
No, 55%.
All right. Is eggnog mid? Yes. 58.
Good.
Really?
Good,
No,
David. That's
really?
two losses.
42%.
That's
Thank
two
you.
losses in a
Really?
row for you.
Booster Club, it's amazing how we're just always on the same way.
Are we
I'm
always on the same
every
page?
day
What's wrong with eggnog?
of the week? We're just
Golly, have some Christmas spirit.
But
Watch
different.
Die Hard. Drink some eggnog. Live a little.
Yeah, we got to go get that tree Saturday.
Yes,
Yep.
do that.
Reed's up. So Saturday, we're going to get the tree.
How do you pick
We got the West Coast first.
How do you
this
pick your
year.
tree?
We got the West Coast.
Jake?
Huh?
It's an aspen tree.
Well, they call it that way because of the way it
The way
is.
it is. How do you pick? Is there a certain formula you go about?
Yeah, here's what I
picking
do. I
your
walk in there and say, Reed, what tree do you want?
David?
The tree picks you. You walk in there, the tree picks you.
I don't like that.
That's a tree pick.
I don't want the
I
tree.
can't get into the metaphysics of it.
I don't want
about-
a tree that can pick me in my house.
It's like, do you just walk by? It's like Dave, me, Dave, right here. I swear, great tree.
It's like a dog, like the dog that just plays you.
And then you take that tree home.
Yeah. I can just see you, Clark Griswold, in this thing, like driving into the woods.
You ever just think about how
I do want to cut
Get
my own
Ace
tree
out of
down.
here, Darby.
I do want to
Cut
cut
down
my
a
own
tree.
No, he's helping.
He is?
Yeah.
He's actually got to load it. He is a tree.
who Ace?
Ace, already.
He didn't
See how
like
long
Santa
he's
though.
getting?
He didn't like Santa.
Oh, good. I'm going to
No,
try
that's what David. That's what I told you the other day. You know how scary that had to be.
Yeah.
That has to be
Yeah.
That's be
horrifying.
terrifying.
When you have no context.
None.
He was
Of
up there.
why?
He was running around the whole studio, like like finally running, marching around, like independent. He sits in Santa's laps. He starts crying,
Dude.
and I thought,
Well,
okay,
think
that's
about it.
interesting. And I thought, why?
Right now, if you put me into a strange man's lap, I'm crying.
That's a good point. And I was also thinking that's probably because he's not all about getting stuff for free. He's like, no, I don't want to tell you I want to earn my stuff.
No, I don't think that's it at
He's
all.
like, I don't want
actually.
any presents for
But
free.
like what I
You
actually
don't think that's it?
No, what I actually think it is he knows who you are and who Darby is and who some of these other people are. But at some points, when it gets cold outside, you put him in laps of random strangers with white beards. I think he you can't formulate. You're too young to be like, all right, it's Christmas. I get it. It's like during Easter. Hey guys, why is when the weather's starting to feel good, y'all keep having big, huge, human-sized bunnies running at me? I got to go find eggs and things.
Man, sorry, I'm just getting blown up all over the place here
What'd
with
you do?
Brittany Griner prisoner swap. Everyone's like, please tell me you are talking about Brittany Griner. Please. I'm like, hey, we told you.
Yeah, like, look, like, we'll talk about it. And we'll continue.
I mean, how in-depth do we have to go about it? I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
I mean, we had to give him John Wick because she doesn't realize you can't bring hash oil into a nation run by the same people that created Grand Theft Auto. It's just not smart. Just because you're tall doesn't mean you're smart, regardless of what the signs on 7 Footer Island say.
This was the natural ending to this, right? Though I mean, we saw this coming.
Yeah, it was written all over the walls. Like I don't know how
Russia.
I don't know how you don't see this coming.
This Victor Bout dude's a bad dude.
His name's Victor. Don't trust it.
No, with a K.
Like
Victor
either
with
if
a
your
K?
name's Victor,
Victor
you're
with a
either
The last guy I knew named Victor with a K was part of, guess what? Anarchy
99. If your name's Victor, you're the lawyer or an arms dealer. There's no in between.
Yeah. There's no guys named Victor working at like
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Not with a K.
Not with a K.
Yeah.
Like if there was one, it's like, all right, who are you working for? Oh, wow, he's been working for the Russians this whole time. Who'd have thought?
Fat Dad. I'm gonna go to Fat Dad.
Do it.
Fat Dad?
It says, Blaine and David argue about their claim to 7 Footer Island a lot, and neither of them seem to ever be there. I award you no points,
Yeah.
and may God have mercy.
We know who's there. We know who's there all the time. I'm there running the
Like,
numbers.
the thing about owning
cleaning
something, all right? Like, I need someone else to go run it, all right? I'll be there when I'm there, okay? If you need me, don't call me. Call my assistant. She'll let me know, and then I won't call you back.
I never asked for this. I didn't found 7 Footer Island. You founded 7
you're
Footer
doing a
Island.
great
I'm like
job,
Maximus Decimus Meridius. I don't want to be emperor. And then
your top
apparently
hat.
Marcus Aurelius said that's why it has to be you. I'm the one who got put in an American flag suit with the top
Why did you
hat.
You're a great guy.
I didn't make
You're
that
great.
meme.
I think you're a top 5 guy.
When
let's be
you
honest.
resigned that one day, we all remember when you
Never
resigned.
happened. See, that's what I'm talking
When
about.
you resigned
That's what
that
I'm talking
one day,
about. That's what I'm
you
talking
gave
about.
it to David.
It's every day. It's every day.
I didn't ask for this.
It's just
Doing the best
just,
I can.
It's just CNN every day. That's what it is. I never resigned for it's fake news, and I've never resigned 7 Footer Island, my beautiful creation, my baby, my puppy. You think I'd resign that?
Your puppy?
It's my puppy.
It's your Jurassic Park?
Yeah, it's
Blaine's
my
got a
puppy.
staff with like the yellow ball with the mosquito in it.
I just want to hear the theme music.
Yeah,
as he
that's
helicopters
exactly
in.
His theme music's like, ba-da-da.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. If you like, would you rather go to a zoo and see giraffes and maybe a polar bear or a jaguar, or would you rather go to an island where there are just random 7-footers pulling stuff off of trees? I don't know.
The human brontosaurus.
It's like that. It's like that. You've seen the first Avatar movie where they go and figure out how to learn the bodies. That's what it's like. You know what I'm talking about, Dave? Of course not.
I've seen the first one.
What else is going on in the Booster Club before we
All right,
get
let
out
me
of
open
here?
this back up real quick. All right, let's go to, Tempo says loser gets tomatoes thrown at him for 30 seconds.
Oh, that'd be
I don't want to get hit with
Tomatoes.
any
Can we
food.
throw vegetables at you and boo you like they used to do
I don't
back
want to
in
get
the
hit with
day?
any food again. Like, I took a pie to the face, man. And it was, and y'all,
I don't want to get hit with it.
and you know how vindictive
that
y'all
came
are?
from
You know how
here, man.
vindictive they made it a chocolate pie, which
Yeah.
I hate.
Blaine said, I don't want to get hit
I'm
with
not gonna
any
lie. That
food
was I
again."
did that.
Yeah,
I
see,
did that.
evil
that was
stuff.
I did that.
Evil stuff.
You want to do hot wings?
Someone said you have to wear a dress to work the next day.
Stop saying polar plunge, Justine.
Polar plunge.
Nobody wants to jump in that
That's good for
freezing
you.
cold water.
That's good for you.
Justine
Cold
always
plunge.
she always just goes to the extreme.
She does. She's like, lose or die.
She's like, skydiving, no shoot. No shoot. Win or live. You win, you live.
Win or
you
live.
Yeah.
Win
loser
or
gets
live.
drowned in a small puddle.
Yeah. You have to fight a bear with a fork. Baby Sora's dad, what's your favorite comedy movie?
Poking at him with a fork.
Get out of here, bear.
What's my favorite
Cocaine
comedy
Bear.
movie?
Yeah, that's my favorite comedy movie.
I would say my favorite comedy. Man, The Waterboy's up there. The Waterboy's so funny. Give me Wedding Crashers. Though.
Mhm. My cousin Vinny. Wedding Crashers.
You have My Cousin Vinny twice on there, or is it just once?
No. I was just repeating myself.
Okay.
Oh,
all right,
okay.
I
Cousin
didn't know.
Vinny, Wedding Crashers. Man, you gotta put Tommy Boy and Dumb and Dumb right there too.
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy's funny.
Tommy want weed.
Give me old school.
And The Big Lebowski. You have to count that. as a
No, I
comedy.
don't think that's
You
that
gotta
funny.
count it as a comedy.
I didn't think it was more confusing than funny.
How about this winner? The winner of us gets to pick David's new kid's middle name.
The winner.
The Winner gets the Big David Smith coats the new child's middle name. I'm gonna name it Asbestos.
Asbestos? You would name my child's middle name Asbestos.
So you had to say it. Like, hey, this is Julia Asbestos. I don't know why that's so funny. But we gotta go. Oh my gosh. Make sure you're following us on all social medias. Subscribe to YouTube. Check us out. We got some TikToks that are blowing up as well.
All access today.
All access today, 11:30 Central. Got some more great content coming for you in the morning. Shout out to Big Game Boomer for coming on. Make sure you stick with us. And like the chances of David's second child's middle name being Asbestos, we're gone.